I've been thinking a lot about how this becoming thing is so opposite than the energies that exist predominantly right now. It's a fast-paced world, and we're expected things to happen quickly. We get overnight packages, we get instant replies. And first of all, that's a lot to keep up with. And if we're driven or performing from, that's a representation. Our follow-through is a representation of the, how people see us or what expected of us or so on and so forth. We might over time start becoming something that we're not, right? To get the approval, to be rewarded in some capacity. And I have so much oil in my hair right now. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So I was thinking about how becoming a new version of ourselves, stepping into a new timeline, whatever you want to call it, to me, it's living consciously. Right? It's conscious awareness. It's understanding that if I've been understanding that everything's energy, that's just the way that I see it. So you can call it whatever you want to call it, but the truth of the matter is, if you want something in life, maybe it's you want to increase your wealth, or you've been single and you want to be in a relationship, or you want to you want to start dancing after you haven't for years. You want whatever it is. If you've been showing up as one version for an extended period of time, it's going to take time to get familiar what it feels like in the body of somebody that was living in scarcity to somebody living in wealth. The thoughts are going to be of a different frequency, of a different caliber, right? The body is going to exist, right? Somebody that is in hyper and frequent states of anxiety, it's going to feel very different than someone that's going, I'm okay. Life loves me. And we feel it and be it and think the thoughts, and that is not a one and done. It's not an overnight. It's just not. And so it requires our time, our patience, our compassion, because we can keep meeting ourselves and getting, I watch it happen all the time. I watch these thoughts that come in and I'm like, hurry up. If I don't do it then, and they'll come in and I'm like, okay, I see you. What do I know to be true now? What do I want now? What direction am I going in now? And understanding that the pressures that we put on us, whatever it is that speaks the loudest, right? There's not enough time. How many can relate to that one? How often is that one playing? I don't have enough time. Time. So much to do. Right? If I don't, then. And I don't know about you, but every time that I give myself a moment to just be with those feelings, they feel really uncomfortable in my body, supremely uncomfortable. I'm like, okay. What would I rather feel? Safe. More than enough time. What does that make me feel? Right? So when we go into the feeling, thoughts are attempting to come in to say, but there's not. There's not enough time if you don't do it then. I mean, it is not, it loves me so much. It literally thinks, if I keep doing that, if I keep perpetuating that pattern, it literally thinks that I'm going to be safe. I've done it enough to know that that's not really it. And it causes a lot of suffering. When I'm allowing that one to drive, that thought, so I just am practicing plucking a new thought from the ethers in that moment, in that conscious awareness. Because I have evidence that I know that path, it doesn't feel good. And instead, what the mind wants to do is it wants to go, great, but how? And it wants to get involved. And the way that I think about it, I'm like, the mind, my personal thinking, my experiences up until this point in this lifetime, my personal thinking, my ego mind, has no idea how to get there. None. Okay. What does that require? Faith. And you may not be full of faith right now. At one point in your life, I bet you were. You had faith. Maybe not full of faith. You had faith. Something inside of you just was like. And then maybe got beat down. I'm not saying it didn't at all. And I just go, all right, man. I know I don't want that anymore. I have evidence that it doesn't feel good, and I have an idea, a possibility, another possibility. What if I go in that direction? I'm not going to figure it out because I have no freaking idea how to do it. And what if I just start following the breadcrumbs? And I want it done. We're becoming. And all I know is that up until this point in my life, when I meet myself with compassion, not compassion as in like going to the story of what got me here. Why would I do that to myself? Poor you. This happened as a child. This la 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 la. Like, why? I don't need that. Just this moment of like, okay, that was a lot for you to carry. You can let it go now. And just this moment of like, wow, I saw you. You were just a moment of, and just like letting it in and go, wow. I'm being loved and caressed right now, not because of the pain of my story in the sense of like, let's revisit and be in it again, just for the beautiful sweetness of my soul. A moment with myself. I see you beyond all of it. You are just a beautiful soul. You came in here and you were a warrior, essentially. And you came in with a big mission. You're like, you know what? Give it all to me, man. I know why, because I can handle it. I have faith. And we may not entirely remember that. And then the human comes in and experiences life. Life's doesn't feel good all the time. There's not certainty. It's extraordinarily uncertain. So we learn ways of being in the uncertainty. And they become hardwired in our being. Not a problem. And that happens through experiences that maybe were challenging. Not a problem. As a soul, we don't see it. We just go, oh, growth. Grow in, learn in, enjoying this thing called life, you know? Or experiencing this thing called life. Enjoyment, that's your choice. I love the analogy, how do you tell a fish what water is when they're living in it all day? I didn't know. I wasn't aware that I was living in perpetual states of wanting to please people. That I would literally bend and not speak up and not listen to my own authority, and you can call it give your power away, whatever. Make myself small. Defend. Whatever the pattern is, you know? and listen, I got really good. Like, what's the evidence? The evidence shows me, like, when I put my mind to something and, like, I really do it, I do it fully. And I start to look at it through the lens of kindness, of compassion. I see myself beyond the story. I see who I really am, and I get to know her. I spent years getting to know her. With chia seeds in my mouth. You know, it's like... And what's cool is that when we give ourselves that permission to know ourselves, there's possibility to fall madly in love with that being. The possibility exists. How cool would that be? Wouldn't that feel incredible? Feel that. Feel that in your body. The possibility of just being so wildly in love with yourself. So in love. And that might not even be a possibility in your mind. Like in the sense of you can't even taste it, you can't touch it, you can't even imagine it. But just open up to the fact of the possibility. You may even have a role model in your life. Somebody that's just unabashedly them. And not in an arrogant way, not in a way that steamrolls people. Just is like, it's not that they're not human and they don't have, they don't have stuff. I have some of these role models in my life that, and they're not the majority, they're the minority. To me, they hold this presence of wonderful just integrity and peace, very secure. The energy I feel is secure, securely attached, if you will, individuals. That energy it's exquisite to be around. And I just learn. I'm like, wow. And I get inspired by it. Because I want to understand it, I want to get to know it, I want to feel it, I want to be around it, I want to watch it, I want to take it in. It's beautiful. And I don't spend a ton of time with these people. The respect I feel for them, exquisite. I know it's in me. And they're right there, role modeling, reminding me, right. That to me is grace. That to me is self-honor. That to me is presence. And I awaken through this tremendous love and this tremendous, ability to see, right? When we start to see ourselves and ourselves as beautiful in the eyes of like respect and beauty, and life just starts to feel different. And sure, it might rattle the cage in some areas of your life. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's time they got dislodged. Maybe it's time there was a little breathing room to start getting curious and asking some questions. I want to check in. Are you really happy? I want to know your soul. Do you feel like a sense of fulfillment and goodness about life? If not, let's examine it together. Let's go into it instead of pretend it's not there. Let's talk about it. What would it take? Let's play. Let's dream a little. And go into the questions. And go into the dark corners. Taking the story away that it's scary to go in the dark. No, it's not. It's just unknown. Just breathing with your body. Just allowing the personal mind to just step aside just for a moment. Just bring all the attention into the body. bring your breath a little deeper. And imagine and sense and feel this wave of gratitude, which is the energy behind the breath. Bringing the energy of gratitude infused in the breath to extend into the body. Let the breath slow down and deepen, keeping your focus, your attention on your breath. And let it feel good. Let it feel good. And where does it want to go? Where does this deep, sweet breath, where does it just naturally start to go toward? Maybe your hips, the outer part of your hips, maybe the upper neck, back of your shoulders, and breathe. Nice and slow. Take your time. Giving yourself the gift of time. Unhinging your jaw on the next exhale and allowing a sound to come out. Almost like an exhale that goes, I just get to relax. Let it feel good. And breathe. And feel. And stay as long as you want. Enjoying yourself, continuing to offer yourself the gift of time, to presence yourself, to feed yourself with energies that you choose, that feel good. And just naturally, you're going to take some of this question, this exploration, and allow it to be yours to sift through, to peel back through a deeper knowing inside of you, just by being with yourself in this moment. You may have an insight, a revealing, an opening, a settling. Beautiful. And then whenever you're ready, so take your time, just let yourself either linger, or when you bring yourself back, do it really, really kindly. Just, like you're waking your child up from a nap, to do so with just so much sweetness. So much sweetness. So much gratitude. And bask in this moment. Take it with you, why not?